Alright, I know everybody's tired of new features, but this one actually is one of the ones I've been working on the longest. And thanks to Fredrik, I've actually now got everything working how I was originally going after. So actually, if you roll back to the end of last year, I had first come up with the clash impact function, so what the idea is that the saber actually detects how hard the clashes were occurring, and then could have the effects represent that. And what we were chasing was how to do sounds. So I played a little bit with the idea of doing clash volumes based on how hard the hit was. A harder hit would be a little bit louder. A softer hit would be kind of a softer clash sound. But a lot of my fonts, the clashes, obviously because there's so many different random sounds, there's some short, quick clashes. There's some kind of more stretched out clashes, and then there's these loud, like quick bursts. And the volume actually wasn't working well with them. So what I've got working now is actually the selection of the clash sound itself is going to be based on how hard the clash is. And I'm kind of playing with the idea of calling it real clash, although it's going to apply to stabs as well as lockups. So that may change. But so now what's going to happen is it'll be an option, so those of you who don't want to do it, but you'll be able to set up your clash sounds as well as your begin lockups, your stabs, in numerical order in terms of intensity. So like you would set clash 1 as being like a quick, short, kind of a glancing clash, and then however many clashes your last clash file should be like the biggest, most intense sound for clash. And now the saber is going to pick those orders. So if you have, say you have 16, which is what I have, it's going to pick the file itself based on the percentage of how hard that clash is going to occur. So I'm going to do a couple demos on it. So this first style and font, this is a simple style. This style is using the clash impact function to measure the hit in terms of how much you're going to see a red area. So light hits will be short, medium hits will be about mid-blade, and really hard hits are going to fill the whole blade red. But what it's going to also do is I've actually replaced the clash sounds with numbers, and that represents the file number of the clash, so that you can see that the lower hits are going to do smaller numbers, medium hits will be in the mid-range of the numbers, and then the harder hits will be the larger numbers. And that's how we line everything up. And then I'll show a different demo. So I'll do like a lighter hit.
1.
So that's 1. So and you can see it only did a little bit.
1.
A little bit harder.
2.
So a little bit harder.
3.
A little harder.
3. 8.
So that one I hit a lot harder. So that's an 8. Now we'll do something really hard.
16.
So that's 16.
1.
So lighter again.
3. 2.
So do a couple light ones and then kind of medium.
7. 3.
That was a little light.
16.
And then hard.
4. 4.
And then just a mix of them.
5. 6. 9. 4. 5.
So that's showing that the size is lining up to the file it's picking.
7.
So you can have your different
16,
strength clashes.
4. 6. 8. 7. 9. 12.
So it's going to just keep picking the files for clash based on how hard that hit's occurring. And then of course this effect shows it. So now I'm going to show how I'm going to apply that. So this, I've set this font up so that the 1 through 6 or 7 are going to be those really short, quick clashes. Then the mid-range ones kind of stretch out, and then I think it's like starting around 13 or 14, the sounds are a lot more drawn out and impactful. And then this has the actual clash impact function applied to the clashes, and there's actually the clash itself is actually reacting to the strength too. So really light hits are going to be kind of now this is responsive, so technically if I was moving my blade, the location's going to change, but because the blade's staying static, it's going to always occur in the same spot. So this still uses responsive for blade angle, but on top of being able to move the blade angle of it, the actual effect is going to be kind of a quick fade in, fade out with a really light hit, just like a quick glance. If you have a medium level hit, it's actually going to do a dissipate, so it's going to be a sharp impact, but then it's going to spread up and down the blade. And if it's a really hard hit, it actually lights the whole blade up. And obviously the styles, you're going to be able to control and use all different effects, but I wanted to show the 3 levels. So we'll do like a lighter hit. So that was a quick kind of a flash. But now more of a medium, you'll see it kind of spreads out. and then a really hard hit is a full blade. And the sounds are lining up. So I've got the small quick clashes with a small quick clash effect. Medium gets a little bit more, and again, it's picking the sound of the clash based on how hard I hit it. And then really hard hits are going to be the larger, longer sounds, and it's going to fill the whole blade. And you see the sound lasts longer. So you're going to get this kind of a real clash effect now. So instead of just randomly picking sounds, especially fonts that have so many variation in clash sounds, you're going to have your effects and your sounds all match up to really create what's happening with your blade. So how hard your blade is hitting is going to dictate both what the clash looks like, but also what it sounds like. So, and like I said, I've got it running perfect for Clash. Up next, I'm actually going to make it available for the lockups and for the stab effects, and it's going to work similarly, where you're going to have, particularly the begin lockups, if you have different begin lockup sounds, you can have your lighter ones kind of be the lower file, and then your bigger ones will be your higher numbers. But so the effects will be something you build, and then the fonts, you'll just set them up. So you'll set your clash sounds, your begin lockups, your lockup loops, so that doesn't count, your stab sounds. You're going to want to order them, and the font makers are going to want to order them so that the small, quick ones are low numbers, and then the really big, intense ones are high numbers, and it'll all line up perfectly now on your saber. So I've got this working pretty well. I'm going to clean up the code a little bit, kind of bounce some ideas off of Fredrik, but this will be coming in OS 6, so you're going to get your real clash effects now coming to ProffieOS6 with matching sounds and everything. So no more just kind of like if you have a really light hit having this crazy loud boom, or if you have a really hard hit having this little quick thing. Now it's actually going to be much more realistic. So, and that's what I've been chasing for a while. So I'm super excited, and more to come. Hope you enjoy.